What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is the Rapl. His opponent today, in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Grass. Game number 4. Different shirt, different day. I'm sorry we couldn't finish the series in one day. We had 2 weeks. We are 2 weak. Oh, dear. Alrighty. New game, new you, new me. New day. I don't know what I'm saying. Odin versus Oranos, but flipped. Ladies and gentlemen. Flipped. Normally, Rapl would be the Odin player and Grass would be the Oranos player. But Grass here, going in, well, not going in. He's been pre-selected Odin, and Rapl has been pre-selected Oranos here. So we'll see whether these guys have got any idea of how to play this matchup from the other side of the perspective. Obviously, they've played a lot of this matchup from their own side, so they're going to know the strengths and the weaknesses of kind of every little aspect of this matchup from their perspective. So they're going to be able to know just instinctively what other players did against them and try to execute that. So Rapl here is going to know how he loses as Odin. So he's going to try and break through on those in those ways. And Grass is going to know how he loses as Oranos. So he's going to be able to defend against those things a little bit better. You'd have to expect. This is really, really interesting. I wish we saw more of these sorts of things from competitive players where they go, I'm playing the reverse matchup here to kind of work out or show how to beat my main god, because I know my main god with such depth that you can kind of come up with certain strategies that might help you defend against them and things like that. So I do enjoy this. This is going to be fun. Grass over here. He's on the boards at the front. He's got a whole bunch of dwarves over here. Just looks like a fairly standard build order for Grass. 6 villagers on food. Maybe a few too less on food or something. I'm not exactly sure why. He's only got 5 here. In fact, he's taking 1 off of the board at the moment, swapping things around. He could have shared. He could have shared this marsh tree here and cut down on the walking time for a little bit. That's something that I think definitely. I think as you play more and more Norse, and the Norse players who are Norse mains will know this, the more you can share the ox carts, the more resources you get, the better you become, the more happier you are as a Norse player in the early game. And given that Norse gets this kind of advantage and disadvantage in the ox cart, utilizing the advantages of the ox cart become so much more important. As the Ravens starting to move around, Rapl's searching around on this position in the main base of Grass. It looks like there's not a whole lot of food here. So Grass has got all this food on the front. He's got all this food over here. And Rapl at this point will be advancing through Prometheus relatively quickly here. It looks like he does have a perfect 330 there. Prometheus on the way. Freya coming through. Rapl here should be pretty happy about this position. He knows that the hunt's on the front of the base. He knows there's hunt over here. And he's scouted at the top, seeing that there's nothing up on this side. Now there is a wolf over here. It looks like there's nothing else at the top there. But Grass here, 1 herdable, lots of boars here, but 1 herdable only. Rapl should be able to find himself some sort of an advantage here with some aggressive play if he can make it work out in this game. So Grass has got to be really quick here in this game. He's got to get going super fast and ensure that he defends everything that's going to be coming for him. We'll see what sort of a build here the Rapl's going to be going for. Does he open up double Mermillo? Does he go Mermillo Terma? These are questions that he's going to have to answer very, very quickly here. Unfortunately for Atlantean, you have to decide what you're going straight away. And for me, I think the safer option is to open Mermillo and then kind of react as to whether or not your opponent makes some throw and axemen or not. As we do see military barracks and a counter barracks though, for Rapl. This will allow Grass to go for a very, very stock standard, very, very simple double Ulfsark opener here, especially with all this hunt. So Grass is going to be getting going really fast. His forward balls aren't going to be a problem here to defend, and Rapl is going to be probably the one who's going to be getting pushed around in this game. In fact, we do see the Ulfsarks coming out. I think he really needs to be rethinking these sorts of things with the military barracks. I'm surprised to see him not go double military barracks in this one, but we do see a wall coming up on this position as the Valkyrie is coming through, and the wall here does get finished up. This villager can now move over onto this ball here, enjoy that, but we see immediately a wall coming up here as this citizen getting caught out. The army over here for Rapl, very, very confused where he's sending citizen forward onto this hunt here as he needs to defend against this Valkyrie. There's the Valor coming in as the hero is going to come over here and defend on this position. Prometheus is through as we do see the hero Mamilo going to come over here. Grass going to be retreating away, but now the Ulfsark are coming through. Rapl needs to get himself down a house on this position, be defending over here as well as the Mamilo hero will spot the Ulfsark coming through here. Rapl has been caught out here. Might be losing a Mamilo at this point as he's going to be retreating away here. Is now the army going to come back and see if he can defend on this position? Remember, the villages over here are incredibly open for the raid. Lone Wanderer is coming in. Rapl going to be moving his army over here to attempt to defend on this position as the Mamilla hero still getting chased around, but these Shockwave coming down there to attempt to keep the army a little bit safe here as the Ulfsark will go down. No, it won't. 7 HP remaining there. No, it does go down. Never mind. And Grass retreats back. Meanwhile, on this position, we do see the army pushing in onto this spot here. Rapl retreating away. Mamilla hero will get sniped down as Rapl here trying to defend on this position, just chasing away with a handful of units here. The villagers all idle inside of this manor. Really, really nice timing here for Grass hitting on this position with all the citizens on the front here as the villagers need to think about retreating away. We do see some Prometheans coming up here to defend, but Rapl has to be careful to keep them off of those Hersers. The citizens getting caught out here. Grass going to be attempting to block these ones from coming forward as a Promethean getting targeted down here. This citizen here might be going down. Can we see some sort of a speed walk to get out of here as the citizen looks like it does end up getting sniped down there. One down there as we do see a Kyro Ballister coming through up on this position over here. We do see the units getting taken down, so at least there's a win for Rapl on that one, but the Terma are not helping out on this position in the slightest here. Mamilo are not really coming out here for Rapl either as he pulls back. The mana does get taken out. Promethean getting pushed out of this position here, not really going to be able to continue taking these fights. Rapl has dropped down to 46 population at this moment. It's Grass now 66 population. Military barracks coming down on this position as well. Kyro Ballister coming through here as the army here of Grass is going to clean up the remainder of Rappel's army, and now Rapl on the back foot in a really, really big way. Another military barracks now coming down. The villagers out on this position. I mean, is he going to be able to defend these? He needs to be making himself Mamilos here, but these Ulfsark are going to come through and cause a lot of problems. Rapl not paying attention. The villager gets caught out there. Great raid from Grass and Groom as he snipes another citizen of Rapl in this game. Part of me feels like Rapl needs to stop building citizen here and just go all in on the Mamilo spam to get himself back into this game. 9 citizen, 10 citizen on food here, on the chickens in his main base, pumping Mamilo. I mean, you've got to get your economy going, not your economy, your military going here and be pushing the Odin off of food. Otherwise, the Odin player is just going to skyrocket into the heroic age, into the mythic age, and Rappel's going to be in for a very, very difficult position there as these Ulfsark are just getting pushed away. Or getting, not pushed away, but getting a little bit of damage, a little bit of distraction from Grass as he's going to attempt to come back onto this position here. Rapl a little bit idle on those citizens, going to get them started. Promethean still coming through here to defend. As now we even see some raiding cavalry coming out for Grass to try and deal with the Kyro Ballister there. And Grass does pull back. We see some Ulfsark pushing around onto the top side of the map here, looking for something to target down. But in the end here, Grass here has slowed down. Population is caught back up for Rapl. So Rapl will need to be able to will want to be taking a fight here really, really soon. Another mana coming down. Remember, even with picking off 2 citizens here, Rapl is still in front on the economy by a little bit. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if that's the case here with the Odin bonus of 20%. Let me actually take a quick look on economy. Nope, grass is in front here after those 2 citizens were taken out. That's the Odin bonus right there. That's the Odin bonus, the 20% boosted economy of hunting, which is it's a big deal in terms of your economic input. What do you want to call it? I don't know how much your economy is actually able to give you as these raiding cavalry moving forward. Good defensive positioning here. Easy way to defend your Cairo Ballister against raiding cavalry is box formation. This is something that we don't see enough from. Age of Mythology players in general is the usage of the formation feature there, as we see a little bit of snaring coming in as the Cairo Ballister getting a little bit of damage done. Ulf sucks. Just cheekily distracting. Rapl needs to get something snuck through here. He needs to be getting a little bit of damage done onto the economy of grass because he's just getting everything he wants. More longhouses coming down in the front. This is really, really good. I love this from grass. This is something I don't see enough from Norse players in general. It's just having some dedicated builders just to continue slamming down buildings so that you can choose to take fights and continue to fight in the classical age. As we do see a good defensive maneuver here from Rapl pulling the citizen away. These units here still searching around in the main base for something to kill off. Rapl does have the population advantage here. 111 to 100 here as well, as these units here pushing around, just utilizing the speed, utilizing the distraction. More units up on here. Rapl has got himself medium infantry now as well. Mostly just units that he wants to be building on this position here as the Promethean coming through. There's no Hearser on this fight here, so this is a big advantage for Rapl as grass getting pushed back. Meanwhile, on this position, a handful of Murmillo are in position to defend this hunt here. The more units are coming through as now Rapl has to get over there and defend this one. These citizens a little bit out of position as well as the citizens of Rapl just jumping in and out, getting a little bit of shanking done. Good micro there from grass at the moment. There's Rapl. I mean, he probably does still have himself a shockwave here as the unit's coming back. Snipes another villager. Gets another citizen there as Rapl not paying attention on this position. Gets caught out. These citizens just hanging out on the gold. 200 gold remaining. Citizens in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the map here. Could get sniped down as well as population is equal, but you have to be kind of keeping everyone close by. The citizen here for Rapl probably could just remove themselves back into the main base. I mean, on this gold mine is kind of the only thing he really needs to defend as the army super caught out of position. Shockwave coming down here. 115 population apiece at this position as the Promethean coming through. So there's really not many Hearser in this fight here for grass, but it doesn't really matter is the big question here. As the citizen getting pulled back, the citizen almost getting taken down. Rapl not pulling that one into the manor there just yet, focusing on the fight as much as he can. Population falling down, 1 citizen falling down, 100 population for grass, 83 population for Rapl in this one, as it looks to me like grass here is going to come out with somewhat of an advantage here. They're throwing Axemen are getting a lot of value, but so too are those Prometheans here as another Hearser going to sneak through to try and take out the Promethean. Murmillo getting taken down, villagers pushing in onto this gold mine. Rapl here still pumping units out nicely. He's got himself 3 military buildings in the main base with the temple as well. But in the end here, 71 population, 81 population, still 10 population differential. Hearser getting sniped down. Promethean offspring still getting some value here. Citizen pulling off of the gold mine, jumping into the manor, out of the manor. All the good stuff happening where that's concerned is the citizen getting turned around to start taking this fight. Grass still slightly in front on the population here, and now Rapl has got no gold income. More units coming through here to try and take this fight here, but the citizen are going to be getting taken down. Those throwing axemen are getting some good damage done onto those Murmillos there as another citizen falls, hero citizen going to be going down, and Rapl has got nothing remaining in his on this gold mine. He's down to 10 citizen. Grass well and truly in front on the economy, on the military and everything else, and in that moment Rapl does tap out, and we have ourselves a game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Incredibly well executed game here from Grass and Groom. like hitting one position, hitting two position, ensuring that he's keeping Rapl on the back foot. I'll tell you what I really liked here from Grass was the early game 3 Ulfsark, 1 Valkyrie. That was huge. 3 Ulfsark, 1 Valkyrie, pushing in over onto this position, distracting the army of Rapl, and then hitting this position. I think that the thing that you need to kind of remember as an Oranos player is put your citizens nice and close together against this kind of Norse army so that if they want to attack you, they can't distract you over to other positions. Just kind of, if you're on the defensive side of things here early, you've got to be like, I need all my army in one position so that I don't have to defend multiple spots, so I can also send some units out to hit my opponent and raid them. I mean, alternatively here, another play that I think is well and truly worth it is to just leave the citizen inside of your main base. Woodline's here probably not the best for that though, but if Rapl had been able to kind of just say, you know what, you can send your units around, I'm fine with this being on berries, being on pigs for the early game before I go out onto my next hunt, and I'm going to hit your villages. Oftentimes, the Norse player, when they get tapped on economy, does so much more damage than an Oranos player getting kind of idled a little bit as well. So I do think there needs to be like a unit harassing or 2 units harassing the Norse player to some degree with really, really brutal control on those units, getting max value out of them and just causing lots and lots of idle time. But Rapl not able to make this one work here. I do think that double military academy start has to be the way to go on these high hunt maps against Odin. Otherwise, you're just behind from the get-go. But credit where credit's due. Grass played it nicely. We got to game number 5. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.